What is up, y'all? We are back in Disney Dreamlight Valley, and I wanted to discuss the messages, the social media today. I still stand by what I say in my last video about the game being so unplayable for some people, having so many glitches and problems that it's making it a little difficult and unenjoyable for some. Not all. I still love the game, but there are some major issues though. The DDV Gameloft developers usually aren't that open about stuff, and they made a statement today on social media, I think in part to so many people making videos on the topic, as well as posting on social media about all the things that are going on. And they said there's also an in-game note that I'm gonna read. So let's just get right into it. I know there's moonstones, but I don't know what they said. Update on high priority issues. Your voices are being heard about issues currently present in the game, and we sincerely thank you for your time and effort in reporting them. As we work towards our next content update, the following issues are being treated as top priority: game crashes, objects appearing as invisible, and inability to accept event quests. Event quest issues and disappearing furniture can both be alleviated by rebooting your game, but we acknowledge this is not ideal. As we evaluate a fix for issues, we want to give you some help completing your event quest by offering moonstones and green buttons to help craft rewards. Valley is made so magical because of its passionate community, and we appreciate your patience as we investigate fixes for these disruptions. And like I said, I literally called it yesterday, which this message should have came out yesterday, not after probably Senpai dropped his video. Just saying, there's a lot of things that have been wrong and continue to be wrong. But I don't know if 150 green buttons and 500 moonstones is really gonna fix the problem. And I'm not the only one that feels that way as well. I actually had read the message because it's the same one that they posted over on X, but this one has a lot more stuff about it. Number one, compensation. We are currently distributing in-game mail to all players that should help offset the issues impacting accepting event quests. This includes both moonstones and green buttons, which will be used to craft the event rewards. But that's only addressing the issues with the event, not all the other issues that came along with the last patch. Issue workaround. Should you run into an issue accepting daily quests or find that objects have disappeared in your valley, rebooting the game has been observed to help alleviate both issues. If you are just concerned about accessing daily quests, launching, closing, and then relaunching the game at the beginning of your play session has also been noted to help. While we acknowledge this may not be ideal, we hope that it assists in mitigating any challenges in the interim. Issues that disrupt your experience in the valley and get in the way of enjoying in-game events are understandably frustrating. So it is essential to us that getting these resolved is our utmost priority. We appreciate your patience and support in reporting these issues. Okay. That's a lot, but they didn't really say much. And number one thing they didn't say was when the next update is, because they're not going to fix these issues till the next update because they're known issues. And the workaround of rebooting the game, I mean, easier said than done. You know, that's a lot, especially if you have to constantly reboot the game or every time you talk to a character. That's just really annoying. I was feeling some of these glitches and bugs myself just a couple of days ago with my items disappearing when I was trying to do dream snaps, and also not being able to order from Scrooge because I couldn't talk to him because of the quest. All this is very irritating and obnoxious and disappointing, to say the least. There's also been some issues and requests, because they're saying that they hear us and, you know, they're listening to the community, but there's a lot of things that have been brought up consistently that still haven't changed. just like the game crashing a lot on basically any system but a PC, as well as quality of life issues like that people have been asking about just for a better gaming experience, because the game is no longer in early access. It was one thing to be like, oh, it's in early access, okay, well, they're still working on it, they should figure it out. But each update that comes out, something is wrong with it. Something is wrong with it. And the updates are given to us so like nonchalantly, you don't even know when it's going to occur. So you shouldn't be rolling out stuff that is not ready for launch, in my personal opinion. I have enjoyed all the updates and the gameplay and stuff like that, but some people literally cannot play their game at all, and that is very ridiculous, especially concerning that it's not free to play. At least if they did go with the free to play that they originally told everyone, that upset a lot of people, at least we could all say, well, it's a free game. It's a free game. But it's not a free game. A lot of people paid for it, and I feel like saying that it's understandably frustrating is an understatement, because this has been an ongoing issue with the game. Most people are supportive and try to stay positive. I know there's a couple of Disney Dreamlight Valley streamers that stream primarily Disney Dreamlight Valley and always tend to lean with the positive side of things, but there's a lot of streamers that play multiple games, like for example, Let's Play K and Console Cato and Steph Games. They have the Valley Talk where they have discussed some of these numerous issues. I've listened to their Valley Talks more than once. I would like, if it was a daily thing, that would be really fun, because there's literally enough problems where they could talk about it daily. And I feel like creators like them, as well as probably Senpai, he's pretty good at always giving his honest opinion instead of just saying everything is great, everything is perfect, and I like everything. If it weren't for people voicing their concerns, they probably would not have even mentioned anything, because they usually don't. They usually don't say anything. I mean, at this current point in time in the game, there are so many issues, not just with the new stuff. In the last update, update 10, which they're saying basically we have to wait for update 11 because they're working on some fixes. Like, how long is that going to take? The Thrills and Frills update patch notes were so long that every single person who did a video on it didn't even read all of these quest issues right here. All of these things mean people cannot progress in the game, and certain quests lead into other quests, and I can't imagine not being able to advance in quests because I have all my quests done. Luckily, I don't experience so many of the bugs. I mean, some of the things are little and, you know, just bothersome or irritating, but there's a lot of things going on right now with the game where it's like almost broken. And right after the update, this one came out April 29th, these patch notes, and then May 13th they had to put another patch with all of these things with that update that were wrong. It's just like, at this point in time, more things are going wrong than right, and instead of focusing on maybe creating new premium items or even these limited time events, they should just let us get through the star path and take some time and do a very good update where nobody misses out on update day. Everybody gets to play. All the things work. Anything that new they put out is on point, because at this point in time, I feel like so many people are pouring money into moonstones. So many moonstones are getting spent. I personally am able to not buy any, just win them through the game and, you know, save for important things I want. But there are people that buy moonstones on like a weekly, daily basis, depending on what's going on. And I feel like they have the resources to give us the game that we all want and deserve, because we really, really like the game. And I went through the comments on just this post on X, and there's a lot of good feedback. That's me. I'm doubtful. And on here, Mars Wilson said, honestly, same. Need a smoother system for being able to see how much furniture we have not in our furniture inventory while buying would be nice. The next update better have a little bit of quality of life. The furniture, the sorting in the furniture, people have been asking for that long term, for a way to be able to better search for furniture instead of just having to scroll down, because literally all your furniture is in the order of how you received it. Everybody's orders are different, and even now they did the simple update of when you're building, it goes back to the item that you're on instead of starting all the way at the beginning. That's like ridiculous, and it's a big game function. This is a decorating game. This is Dream Snaps and Touch of Magic. So we need to be able to access these items more easily so that it's more fun and not so grueling and tedious to do something as simple as decorate your plaza. For instance, like Brazilian Portuguese. Please add Brazilian Portuguese. They literally post this every day, and they have been posting it basically since the game has come out. People have been asking for Brazilian Portuguese, so much so that other people pointed out, are you adding Brazilian Portuguese to the language availability? They've been asking since the game's beginning. It's a big thing, and I feel like it's more simple thing and accessibility wise, but they say that they hear complaints, but there's just some basic things that people want taken care of that aren't getting addressed. Eric M., does this mean there is not a hotfix plan, and work towards the next content update means we will have to deal with this high priority issue till the next update will be released? Will this upcoming update be play tested by members of your team or by the player base itself again? And that's a good point, because I feel like I said, each time they roll out a new update and new quest, there's so many problems. And I know a lot of times now, lately, games are developed primarily for PC, but they want to sell them across all platforms, just to get the money. But you got to make it at least playable. Disney Dreamlight Valley is still very new. It's not too big to fail. I mean, just saying. Betty says, I appreciate your acknowledgement and prioritizing to these issues. Love the game, but I'm at a crossroads. Either the game is polished up and gameplay functionality is significantly improved, or I will no longer spend time or money on it. Sorry. Like I said, a lot of people spend a lot of money frequently on Disney Dreamlight Valley, and I feel like they're prioritizing the moonstones, the premium items, and the money in, and not really putting the product out that everybody is longing for. Helen Wills says, are you saying some of us can't play until the next update? Because my game is unplayable. What about the star path if we can't play? What about the star path? I said that in my video yesterday on the refresh day, that some of these event issues can overlap in the star path issues, which really most people I feel like are more interested in the star path items versus just getting these popcorn buckets. The popcorn buckets are just decor. They're not wearable. I know a lot of people are disappointed in that. When I saw them as well, I thought they were going to be wearable items similar to like the backpack, but just on the front or on the side, but they're not. They're just decor. And to wreck the whole game just for us to craft some decor seems like a big oversight. A little disappointing. Just like Kate Maxwell, thank you for listening to us, but closing and reopening the game with the slow loading times is just too much. We need you to please listen to us in the future, and please work on your loading times of the game too. I feel that when I play on the PlayStation 4, it is like night and day. It is crazy that it's even the same game, because it runs not well. It's not great on PS4 at all. When I first started doing my videos, I was just streaming them from my PS4, and I could not even build. I was trying to do Dream Snap building videos, like all the little build videos that you see on YouTube, but it was so obnoxious and it was so laggy just trying to build for a Dream Snap that's another reason why probably my valley is not too full, because just that, how long, because I still submitted every Dream Snap since it came out, but sometimes it would take me an hour to build just a little scene like that, and that's not fun. that's not fun, especially for a decorating decor game, fantasy game. And on my last YouTube video where I was talking about some of these issues, Black Wolf commented, "The game is in such a bad condition right now. The focus is clearly prioritized on the premium shop, but even then, it feels like they are putting the bare minimum into those with many looking flat and unfinished. I'm so disappointed, as I suspected with it being in the hands of Gameloft, that it was going to go this way. One thing has so much potential, it's kind of heartbreaking to see companies do this, especially when it's a much-loved franchise, since the attitude seems to be, what the hell, people are going to buy it anyways, so why spend some money on making a better product / item?" And yes, they do this fake communication style stuff to give the impression that they are listening and communicating, but for the most part, they are not. And that is also just a business strategy that IRL amounts to nothing other than dressing up their business image. I read this and it's like, that's basically like everything that I'm feeling and trying to say kind of summed up, and I think it's the same for a lot of people. It's not like I'm mad or bitter about this or that. I understand the game needs to make money. There are people that have to be paid. There's future developments to be worked upon, and not to mention the million glitches and bugs and problems that are already occurring in the game. But I just feel like got a good thing going here. There's lots of opportunities for advancement, for new realms, new stories, new characters. And since it has gone out of early access, not even a year after it started, just a little over a year, I feel like they should prioritize just game mechanics and making it a good game. And speaking of the Gameloft issue, a lot of people complain about Disney Speedstorm, which has the same IP, that it's just like a cash grab, that's not even fun, and there's just lots of things to buy. That's why in my last video where people got upset about the premium store bringing back old Star Path items, most games, at least games that I have played, that you buy stuff or earn stuff, if something is limited edition, they mean limited edition. They don't just bring it back at a high cost, which I understand, like maybe some of the stuff that was in early development, but still it just, was kind of disappointing. And everyone's entitled to their own opinion, and everyone's happy that they have this stuff too, but that was kind of the first sign of like, oh, they're just prioritizing, getting the income, not so much the output. And I feel like, I know I don't know what's going on or how much things cost and all that stuff, but considering how many problems are in the game, I feel like they earn enough money to at least fix some of the issues. Like, instead of working on this Parks Fest thing that nobody really asked for, they could have just worked on the game and get ready for the new update, because everything was not perfect on the last update, and they just threw in another little thing and added more problems. But I do love the game, and I want it to succeed. I want there to be years of gameplay, more characters to develop. But if you think about the status of the game right now, like with the characters disappearing when you can't even find them for quests, can you imagine? Like if there was like 100 characters in there, like what would happen then? Like really, it's kind of, going a little sideways, like maybe this won't turn into this big long-term game, but I'm hoping it will. And I hope that the next update will be great. I'm sure it will be great. Mulan, that's going to be fun. But as people have said, they feel like some of the quests are getting like shorter, and the actual game itself is not becoming as important as the Moonstones, as the premium shop and the premium items. And that's why I took out my horns. Not only because I'm moving offices and I finally found them again, but it's just because things are disappointing. Things are frustrating right now. I love the game. I want to be sitting here in 10 years still playing the game saying, wow, do you see how great it is now? Do you remember in the beginning how long it took them to get their shit together? But I'm so glad they did. And that's what I want to happen in the game. More communication and more focus on the actual game. I feel like the actual things that they have going are great, but they need to fix things and make them a little better. You know, like the stuff we really want, not make all the rides rideable when half of them are not and the other half crash when you're on them. Like, that was not needed and not asked for at all. That was not needed and not asked for at all. They did revert the camera back to how it was, which is good. I mean, it seems to be okay, but there's like so many things that are going on and going wrong that it's just hard to think of everything at once. But even with the Daisy's Boutique, they rolled out Daisy's Boutique. Oh, go figure, it's not working right. And stuff like that is just disappointing, especially how much they post on social media, and they're always hyping up the updates and asking questions about how do you like the update? Are you having fun with the update? When some people literally just can't even turn on their game. Like, literally. That's sad. That's sad. And things need to get better, or some people really will quit. A lot of people keep complaining and say, I don't play as often as I did. I'm not going to play anymore if they don't change. But when people say that, it's because they're frustrated and upset, and there's some truth to it. Because if they put out this next update after finally saying that they're going to actually work on the game, man, they better actually like show up, you know, because people are going to be expecting a lot. And if you haven't watched Valley Talk, go watch Valley Talk. It's Cato and Kay. They're great Disney Dreamlight Valley streamers, and they have a vast knowledge of gaming because they've been doing it for a while, and they play other games too, not just our beloved Disney Dreamlight Valley. And I really like Probably Senpai because he does more like news factual videos, not so much like clickbaity all the time videos. He puts a lot of effort and research into his videos, and the editing is great, and he's not scared to say when something is wrong, and I really do appreciate that, as does the community. And if you made it this far in this video, why don't you consider liking and maybe even subscribing? I do weekly Disney Dreamlight Valley update videos, as well as news and trending topics, and also gameplay and Dream Snap voting on PlayStation. What's up, PlayStation peeps? I really appreciate y'all all. I had a lot of fun, even though there's some heavy stuff going on, but I still love the game. I just expected to do better, but at least they said something. But now they got to stick to it. They got to come with this update. It's got to be great. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one.